Hello, welcome to Critical Misses. I am Tom TP Grant. I use he, him pronouns, and we are playing Beyond the Twilight Road tonight. We're going to go around real quick and meet our cast and who they're playing tonight, and then we're going to jump right into the game, starting with Julio. Julio, how you doing tonight, and who are you playing?
I am doing well. I am playing Canario tonight, who is self-appointed party dad, or maybe just I don't know. At some point, he was just born to be a dad, I guess.
This party needs someone to make somewhat reasonable decisions.
I mean, yeah, reasonable suggestions.
Yeah.
He tries to suggest. He doesn't want to force them to do anything, but
Reasonable suggestions that they then can ignore. Speaking of ignoring reasonable suggestions, Velvet, how you doing?
Accurate. Dark greetings, everyone. I'm Velvet, Fair. Super excited to have you on another episode of Beyond the Twilight Road. I use Fair pronouns. I think I said that. I'll be playing Mabe, who also uses Fair pronouns. I am excited to ignore more of Party Dad's reasonable suggestions.
And moving on over, Kelsey. Kelsey, how are you? And what horrible things is B going to get up to today?
Spoilers. I'm Kelsey. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing Twilight Harper, who also uses she, her pronouns, and I am ready to cause some problems. I really am.
That's excellent, because there's going to be opportunities for problem causing. And again, good trend. Speaking of problem causing, Faye, how are you doing?
Problems? Me?
Well, I
Never.
mean,
I'm a good goblin.
yeah. Funny you should mention that. Anyway, please continue.
I am almost Fae or Fae. I use they, Fae, she pronouns. And I am playing Zia, who got an upgrade for the makeup tonight because body dysmorphia is a bitch, but makeup makes things better. And yeah, I am so ready to cause more problems.
Outstanding. And moving on up, last but not least, Anna, how are you?
Hello, I'm Anna, she, they pronouns. Tonight I will be playing Agnieszka, our Grendel Skald, who sees all, knows nothing, pretty much.
Excellent. Let's dive on in as our party has moved past into the Twilight Wood and has found the shrine village of Tall deep within the forest. About a day and a half. You traveled there last episode. You encountered a forest nymph who gave you some rather interesting information. You also fought a murder bush that tried to eat some of you, and then moved your way into the village, in which two of our characters received a magic lesson and have become more proficient in their skill. We ended last episode with Mabe hearing that voice yet again, with the promise of to be taught the true way of the Amber Wind if Mabe can find the bearer of that voice. We pick up today. We're going to hit the fast forward button slightly in that you all have slept. You all have spent the night in this village. It was not an overly safe night. So we're going, although I believe all of you are back to normal for, what do you call it? Peril, your peril thresholds, because somebody sang a lovely song last show. In terms of damage, if you're on your damage conditioner tracker after resting, you can move back up one level on the track. And you are all preparing to head out into the woods, seeking the Twilight Court. And while Rothbar, the Magistrate, and I just saw that boon, so let's go. Given stream data had, thank you for that boom, Velvet. The Rothbard is preparing you to venture out, and he has gathered you all standing there, still clothed all in all in furs, not wearing the ceremonial stag headdress, as he addresses all of you and says, I cannot tell you where the court is. It is impossible to put onto a map. But if you head east into the forest, into the very heart of the Twilight Wood, and the Twilight Sisters wish to see you, you will be found. And he looks at all you in what might be considered to be a boon. He says, "Be wary. The true Fae cannot be harmed with weapons not made of some form of iron or magic. If you carry with you wooden weapons or any weapons not of steel or iron, they will do you no good against the elder trees, the red caps, the Fae of the forest. So be advised."
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Please? What about teeth?
Against the... I'm unsure. You might want to carry with you something additional just in case.
I mean, I do, but...
If you do not have any... If one of you does not have the appropriate metal, you can take one of the tools that we keep here.
Do you happen to have any pretty knives?
Why, yes. Yes, we do.
I would love to take a look at them.
I'm gonna say you can take a stiletto for yours. And he's going to walk up to Canario and take a look at the symbol that you've crafted. Says, "This is very clever. I think this would actually potentially work."
I do what I can with what I have.
Not guaranteed, mind you, but if you have no other option, it's worth a try.
He pulls out his splitting maul. Well, I've always got a backup plan.
Excellent. Be careful. The forest is an increasingly dangerous place, and as you head east, you are heading into the heart of the forest. Creatures will be drawn to you, and you will most certainly encounter Fae. Be wary, be on your guard, and you may survive. And he looks at B and Mabe and says, "And remember what I've taught you." Unless you have anything else, he kind of indicates the forest. It is likely time for you to head out. And we are going to use the travel rules again, as you're going to have to navigate your way east into the heart of the forest. So I'm going to need somebody to roll me a navigation check.
Hey. I can do it. So I also have the I'm pretty sure azimuth is the one that I can.
Yeah.
So does that give me
I think I said last time that gives you a plus. We gave you a plus 20 for that.
Okay.
Does that sound accurate? Yeah, we're gonna say that's a plus 20.
That works for me. I got a 27 under
27.
84.
So you're very confident of the general direction that needs to be, like as you progress through the forest, you're going to keep a very strong sense of the direction you need to be moving. However, picking the path through the wood is a much trickier thing, and I need someone to roll me a survival check in order to pick their way. Thanks to the great success of B, however, I'm going to make this a flat check. It is going to be whatever your training level in survival is.
I could take that. I think
Okay.
I got the best perception, even on a very bad night's sleep post-laudanum. Yes, I rolled a 4.
Ooh, very nice.
Good dice.
All right. And then finally, someone to be scouting out the route ahead to make sure there's not danger. I need someone to roll me a stealth check. All right. Zia.
This is where everything goes wrong.
With that attitude.
Do you remember my rolls last week?
It's a new week, new game.
29. Yes.
29.
There we go.
Wow. We're doing really well. Off to a great start. So, you move into the forest, And Agnieszka, you were able to ably and keenly pick your way in between what is quickly becoming a very dense wood. The ground is matted with low bush and moss, and any clear path tends to be bisected with fallen trees, stones suddenly jutting up from the ground, not like actually rising up as you're coming, but like you come around and all of a sudden there's just like a stone standing there. It's very tricky work as you are constantly being almost pushed off your path and having to redirect as if the forest itself does not want you going this direction. As you all move through, where are you all? So while Z is off in the lead, where are the rest of you in terms of standing near each other or anything like that?
Canario would be leading from behind.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be the sheepdog.
Making sure no one lags or wanders off.
He's learned enough to not take the lead now with these people.
Yeah.
He'll just keep on walking off without them. So he's hanging out behind watching them.
Yeah, normally Agnieszka's at the back of the group, but after having a very terrible night's sleep last night, they're actually just firmly in the center at this point and not moving around as much.
I think that leaves Mabe and B kind of generally near each other, does it not? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably,
So you two are picking your way through. As we move through, I didn't actually ask you guys this pre-stream. Does anyone want any in-party conversations as you're moving through the forest, having left the village now and able to speak somewhat privately for the first time in about 12-ish hours?
Sure.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, with Canario kind of watching Twillaby, I assume pull out tools and whatnot to kind of like help us navigate, or maybe use magic. He just kind of leans over and whispers, rather like a rather fake whisper, almost like a. It's like, well, if I ever lose my mind, Twillaby, make sure I get you to help me find it. You do a fine job with navigating.
And B is just gonna continue like looking at the navigation instruments and like concentrating on the directions and such, and just very casually, like flatly goes, well, actually, I hear if you spend enough time around magic, there's no finding that again.
Yeah, sure, yeah. As he looks at everyone in the party and slowly takes a step back. I guess that's true. In the magic wood, with magic people. Magically will lose my mind here.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. And then just continue like looking down.
Faye, did Z want to do something?
Oh, yeah, Zio's wanting to see if they can find anything that looks probably not edible to most people, but looks edible to them along.
You know what? Roll me a quick survival check.
Even if this feels will probably eat something. You're a bastard. 821, so no.
Oh, no, you do find something.
Oh, okay.
You find a flower.
Ooh.
A black flower.
They'd start eating it the way they ate the rose, like picking a petal off and eating it one at a time.
Mm-hmm. So, so you how many petals do you eat?
Do I see this happening?
Oh yeah.
And would I recognize this plant?
I mean, you could try rolling a survival check.
Oh, not like I recognize that from a book.
Nope. Well, maybe you've learned about it. Actually, so if you
Right.
want to go book, we can make it an education test. That's fine.
I would like to make it an education test.
Let's
Thank
do
you. I don't know anything. All right.
So, I'm going to Ooh, where is it? Roll me a toughness test.
Okay. Nope.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and say roll me 2d10.
Okay. This dice goes in jail. Roll badly and then you're out. Nine and a 5.
Oh, so you take 14 peril as the world starts to swim before you.
Okay.
Everything is just kind of moving and swimming, and you feel a little pleasantly numb, a little tired, but not too bad. Everything just feels very floaty at the moment.
They're going. Oh, did I just? No, that's something else. They're gonna save the rest of that flower and just keep walking.
All right, you can go ahead and put that you have, we'll say 2 more doses of Black Lotus in
Ooh.
your. If you pass your toughness test, it's not bad.
Yeah, I thought I had something for that, but no.
Z can't handle their flowers.
I know.
Goblin blood, yes. Flowers, mm-mm.
It's not blood based. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're currently 0 for 2 on flower interaction, so
It's true. Apparently plants are just not feral enough for this group. It's like, no, we're going for the jugular or else.
I mean, it makes sense
the
to be a
vibe
strict
test was
carnivore.
not passed.
Little bit. Yeah, plants are bad. Drinking blood is better. Yeah.
Also, so, just a small side note. This is my guardian of the dice jail.
Oh,
Mighty one indeed.
I love this duck. Oh my gosh.
But Faye, what happens if they escape and you have to release the Quacken?
The Quacken is also my buddy in software development.
we're all gonna take some psychic peril from that one.
Oh, I have more.
Can Zia not? Because done
I think
fucked up already.
B's impervious mind is still pierced by that particular one. Now, as you move and you swim, you hear something on the edge, and you're not sure if it's real or if you're just hearing things, but it sounds like rushing water. You're out ahead, so you are the scout. So you can hear rushing water like a river, a fast-moving river nearby. And then you hear the whinnying of a horse.
Is there anyone else?
Does
Hear the
Zia
horse?
call this out?
Oh, it's Zia. Okay.
Yeah, it's Zia.
Small sidetrack. Small one. Small sidetrack. And Zia's just gonna run in the direction. They know they'll get stopped.
I'm gonna
This is the equivalent of like one half of the drinking buddies recovered from the hangover way better than the other one did last night. And I'm just like,
I'm gonna call out, that's not the right direction, and then go after.
There's a horse. I want a new horse.
I don't think we're gonna need a horse.
No, don't. It's not about need. It's about want at this point.
I'm
Is
gonna
anyone
look
going with
over.
Zia?
I'm gonna look over at Canario and say, where we're going, We don't need roads. And I'm going to trot off after Zia, where they have gone.
Horses.
Yeah, I also followed, but I followed at a slight distance.
We don't need no stinking horses. He just throws his hands up and follows them.
You come to a river in the midst of the forest. Quick moving water. A large smooth bank that is clear of vegetation around it. And you see on the side of this low muddy bank a pristine white mare in a particularly nasty patch of mud sunk up to its knees. Moving about, looking not quite panicked, but definitely stuck.
Can I say, as a Scottish person, I think I know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
But Zia's a dumbass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zia's gonna stop. I'm beginning to think that horse isn't a normal horse. But
Well, of course it's not a normal horse. We're in the Fey Woods.
Still,
then that means it's fun blood.
Oh, God, not this blood thing again.
Wait a second. What makes you think it's not a normal horse?
Random river in the middle of Feywoods with a horse that looks stuck.
and also our interactions with pure white animals along this trip
Yeah, usually haven't been quite
have
good.
usually been significant. So
Wait,
Wait, so are you
Mabe.
saying we shouldn't help the horse?
Its movements are becoming more erratic as it is starting to sink deeper into the mud.
I'm gonna.
It's sinking.
Mabe, does this one
Shouldn't we
talk to
help
you?
it?
Does this
It
one talk
hasn't
to you,
said
Mabe?
anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Do you
I'm
think
gonna-
somebody brought the horse to the water, but the horse was hungry instead of thirsty, and that's why no one else is around?
I vote that we help the horse.
The first sign of the horse attacking us, we slit its throat and I get some of its blood.
That's
That
fine.
seems a little
I
bit
just
harsh.
don't want it to just die struggling like this.
It is starting to panic as
Yeah.
it is now sinking up to the bottom of its stomach.
So, being a somewhat similarly hoofed creature myself, I'm going to look around for anything that resembles sort of like boards or planks or the type of stuff you stick into.
Real quick, maybe just gonna tug at B's sleeve and be like, do ground stuff.
Yeah. So quick out of character question about Pillars of Earth. Can I only cast that on myself or can I cast that on others?
Let me check.
I'm trying to find it, but I'm like way
That is an
over another
excellent
spot.
question.
Be the spender you were meant to be.
Elementalism. Oh, let's pull up the spell.
Wait,
Oh,
no, what's
come on.
happening?
All right. Pillars of the Earth. Where are you? It must be cast on yourself.
It must
I
be
would
cast
say
on
that you could probably you would guess that you
Like
could
the,
if you were
principles are the same, right?
that you could if you were
theory.
touching it, you might be able to.
Oh, but touching horses makes me nervous.
I'm just putting
feel like
some
we just found
planks
this out
down.
recently.
Yeah,
The
you
horse is starting to panic.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to very slowly, carefully like approach the horse, kind of from the side so that it can see me and like kind of reach my hands out gently and like see how it reacts to me being near it.
It seems to calm slightly as you come closer, and its eye turns and looks at you.
Okay, so I'm gonna very gently place a hand on it.
You place a hand on it.
Is it gonna bite me?
It does not bite you.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna.
Your hand
Oh
feels stuck.
no! Oh no!
And as you see B reaches out and touch this, you see her suddenly try to pull her hand away as the horse suddenly rears its head up and dives down into the mud, taking B with it.
Oh
Is there
Okay.
any way? Is
Not
there
on my
any way,
watch.
since I'm right there, that I can just dive down after them?
Yes, I will say
I'm
roll
right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Yeah. Woo!
Roll
Grendel
me
diving team, go!
Oh no! See, this is why you don't touch horses. Oh no!
Roll me a agility
horse.
check.
Agility, my worst stat of all. And that was terrible.
That was a
failed.
95.
I rolled an 85.
You like dive to grab B and you end up face down in the mud, just having like splashed out. But B appears to be pulled under and you see bubbles starting to come up.
Okay.
B, I need a toughness test from you.
Oh no! Toughness
At
test.
minus 10, because this was unexpected.
Okay. Oh no! I rolled a 91.
I need you to roll me 2d10.
Oh no! All right. I got a 9 and a 2.
So you're going to take 13 peril as your mouth was open and it is just now mud and you cannot breathe.
11 or 13?
I'm sorry, it's 13. It's 11 plus 2 for how many d10s you rolled.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's 2d10 plus 2 is peril. So you are both having trouble breathing and there's a moment of panic, though I believe B's impervious mind stops you from going down 2 tracks, right? You ignore 1 track.
Yes. Oh, wait, yeah. So would I have had to go down 2? Because I think I only had to go down.
If you only had to go down 1, then you don't go down because of impervious mind.
Yes. Great
You manage to, in the moment as it dives, realize what's happening and take a breath. And you have a good breath now. And we're going to say that is going to that is going to help you going forward on this, as it now has you under the mud and is pulling you down.
I'm still going. I am swimming through the mud.
Canario would have dropped his pack and just dived right in.
Theo's trying to charge the horse.
While I'm under there, can I try to cast Pillars of Earth on myself?
Yes, you may.
And the horse?
Incantation. Go for it. Incantation
Because
minus 10.
I'm not confident I can get unstuck.
Well, incantation minus 10.
Okay. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. 81.
81.
I'm picking different.
Would you potentially maybe like to use one of them fortune points that we have to reroll?
I would, but I'm gonna reroll with different dice.
Okay. And don't forget, you can channel to lower the difficulty.
I can indeed. As soon as I find the other. Yeah, I'm gonna channel. So you said that was a minus 10?
Yeah, now if you channel, every d6 you add, it goes up 10.
I'm gonna add.
It's only your lungs slowly deoxygenating.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add 1. I'm gonna add 1.
So you're at a flat incantation.
I rolled an 80 this time, and I rolled a 5 on the chaos dice. So.
All right. So you are unable to channel this. You feel as you try to harness it with the trying to grab the horse. Also, you can feel some sort of magical energy coming off the horse that appears to be disrupting your channeling of the wind. What are the rest of you doing?
Swimming through fucking like 90s cartoon quicksand in the Twilight Road here. Just like, hey, you might have trouble channeling your spell slots, but you can never run out of sword slots, and that's what I have. So I'm swimming and I'm trying to get B out of the mud.
Canario will be doing this exact same thing.
Okay.
I'm not some melee wielding scrub. I'd like to turn into a big ass honey badger and start digging after them.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
What spell are you casting here?
Savage transformation.
Savage transformation. All right. Go ahead and roll me an incantation. And the savage transformation is a lesser or petty? It's a lesser, so minus 10,
lesser.
minus 10%
Minus
to
10.
your incantation.
Per the course, I would like to channel as much
Okay.
as possible.
Sounds good. So three channelings.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll me that.
That's 24 out of whatever shenanigans
All right.
are.
So, and then roll me those 3d6.
That's a 1, 2, another 1.
All right. So you grab the wind and you transform into a
Wait.
Huh?
I don't have the page automatically open. I think I have something for Black Magister where if my channel is successful, it's a critical success.
Mm-hmm. That triples your duration as this creature. You are able to stay in this form 6 plus your willpower bonus in hours, and you now can triple that. You're basically gonna be a wolf for like the next 4 days if you want.
Don't be able too long, but that's rad. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, Anna's redeeming a boon. All right. Would you like to try to dive into the mud after B?
Yeah, I'm trying to dig after them.
I'm going to say with Agnieszka and Canario helping you, which I'm going to count that as helping, basically, that you're all starting to dig, that go ahead and roll me. Oh, what would this be? This is an interesting...
Be athletics.
Would you say?
Yeah, let's say-
Would you say that this is a roll to fuck around and find out?
Yes, very much so. I would say athletics using the wolf stats, which I'll pull up in a second.
Okay, cool.
We're going to add... So roll me a dice, and I'm going to add like 30 to this because of the help you're getting.
Okay.
Where is...
That's a 56.
Silverback Warg, 56. That easily succeeds
Oh.
as you dive into the mud and you are fishing around and you can feel the arm of somebody struggling underneath there. And the scent that comes to you even through the mud is distinctly B.
Okay. I will try to pull B out as safely as I can.
Okay. B, you feel very gently a set of teeth close around the wrist on the arm not attached to the horse currently. It is now, I'm going to say, B's turn again. And because of your success in the last one, I'm not going to make you make a breath roll on this one. You got a breath in. You're holding your breath. You have a turn worth of air here, but you're going to need to do something.
I wanna try again.
Okay.
For Pillars of Earth on myself.
All right.
Just myself this time. I'm just gonna try to yeet on out of there. And I'm gonna channel 2 chaos dice this
All
time.
right, so it's going to a plus 10 incantation.
Oh wait, I forgot to look at the number. I have to do addition. Hold on. Okay.
Oh no, not addition.
Simple addition, my greatest enemy. Okay.
Oh no.
No. Okay. My target was a 72 and I rolled a 71.
Oh. Whew. How do you want this to manifest? I'm assuming that means you rolled on the thing, so that's wonderful. We'll get to that in a second. Yay!
Just one of them.
Yay. How do you want this to manifest? How do you want this spell to get you out of the mud? I'm assuming with Mabe coming with you.
Well, I'm getting out of the mud, so if anything is still attached to me, it's coming with me. So I just it essentially helps me like swim upward, I guess, through the mud, except it's like magically boosted. So the mud the spots under my hands where I'm trying to pull myself out harden so I can push down on them.
Ooh.
And as I come up out of the ground, there's a very slight glow to my green eyes, and then it fades momentarily.
So B and Mabe come out of the mud like a kid who pushed off the bottom of the pool in like the 3-foot zone, just flying up out with B's eyes momentarily glowing a bright green that fades quickly as the two of you now land on top of the mud. And across the river, emerging out of the water, is the horse. No longer white. The mare is now a patchy gray with its skin drawn in close, very sickly looking, and its eyes burning with a pale yellow light as it looks at all of you and just kind of does a quick like tossing of its head and then dives into the water, appearing to head upstream.
I don't want to be the one that says I told you so, but
I just wanted to buy all the blood.
Let's just get back on the road.
Before we do that, B gets up from the mud and like brushes some of it off and looks up at wherever the horse dove back in and just double at the horse out of spite.
All I'm gonna say is I didn't touch it this time. I didn't do it first.
This is
I
what I
feel
get
like-
for trying to help.
I feel that we should
appreciated
set
that.
we should set some ground rules here. I
I
hate to
think we
be
shouldn't be
Ground
nice
rule
people.
number 1, I'm not helping anyone anymore. No more helping. I'm done.
let's stick to the task at hand. There's no distractions here. Like, we don't need a horse where we're going. And even then, the horse is probably some fey bullshit. Just move on ahead. Keep with what we're doing. The sooner we finish this, the sooner we're out of here.
Scenario,
Well,
Yes, Zia.
why are you a party pooper?
Because Twillaby nearly died.
She was fine.
I had it under control, thank you
See?
very much.
Under control is not quite how I would put it. It seemed that it had your wrist firmly planted under the water there. But luck was on your side.
And
Luck.
she,
That wasn't luck. I did that myself. I did that on purpose.
with 4 of us swimming after you.
and
None
feel
of,
like a very good
only
life
one of you
lesson.
got to me.
No. We all got to you. It's just we're taking risks that I don't feel that we need to be taking right now. Considering that being here alone is the risk.
Scenario,
Yes, yeah.
how the hell did you get on this like traveling party? The full journey's a risk. This is just shits and giggles. Also, we learned a very, very valuable life lesson. Fuck everybody else.
It's a good lesson.
B. Oh, am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
No, you're
Excellent. B, can you roll me a D100, by the way?
Oh boy!
Well,
Oh,
you
no.
fucked around.
I do have
Time to
do
find
that.
out.
Time to roll to find out.
That's a 63.
A 63.
Not nice, but close enough.
So, yeah.
Nice adjacent.
That's adjacent, yeah.
You start catching your breath, and just a strange haze settles on you after channeling so much magic, and your fellowship stat is going to be reduced by 6% for the rest of this day.
Is that just for
That's
B or
already-
is that for everybody?
I believe it is just for B.
Well, my fellowship stat's already pretty low, so Yeah, I'm a little irritable, you could say.
It's okay. I'll just drink and do the talking. It
By the way,
usually works out.
as this argument happens and one of you turns back to like look at the path crossing the river is just gone.
Say it with me.
Hey, bullshit.
Bullshit. Yes, thank you.
Let's
Thank
get out
you.
of here and back on the damn road.
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
there
kind
was
of
a
look
road.
over. I look over at where the river used to be, and I say, "Fuck that!" And then I am going to turn around and walk back to where our path was supposed to be.
Well, Twilight, you're good at figuring stuff out. About how much time do you think we wasted on that?
Apparently, enough time for me to tell you to shut up.
Well, I guess don't go chasing horses and rivers.
I
Stick
wasn't
to the
going to
Twilight
chase
Road.
goddamn.
Just stick to the Twilight
just
roads
keep-
like we're used to.
I
You
thought
just
we were
keep
gonna go
going,
go
please.
chasing waterfalls.
And we're walking.
Walking.
And
Agnieszka's just like muttering under their breath. I said that I was going to protect the smart one from danger. I didn't mean that I had to protect her from herself. I didn't agree to that. Just like muttering, still upset from a night of barfing.
Mario got me agreeing with the bookworm.
As I destroy my desk. Excuse me.
So
As you-
Dario takes his position at the back of the group again and forces them to walk. All right, now march.
I'm not gonna drop wolf form, so I'll just cast Tongue of Beasts.
Go ahead and roll me that incantation. And I think you have to cast Tongue of Beast before you transform.
Do I?
Yeah, because that lets you transform that lets you cast in beast form.
Oh, whoops.
So you're kind of
Well, here comes my question though, because we're like me being sort of like half of a goat, and now you're a wolf. Do our Fae pheromones talk to each other? Can we communicate like how insects will be like, bzz, bzz, but they just
we just resort to like sapphic communication, like it's not like.
yeah.
Are
Can
you?
we just sort of like
you?
look at each other? Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
fucking Fae? I'm fucking
Yeah,
Fae. You
yeah,
fucking Fae?
yeah. we're can we just like call it? Can we Fae flag and call it a day? Like.
I'll say yes. The two of you can somewhat
Sweet.
communicate. I will say I'm going to hold you to the Tongue of Beast things because I like the idea that Mabe is just like, and now Al.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. So you're staying in wolf form?
Yeah.
So what does Mabe's wolf form look like?
I think it just looks like a big dire wolf, but I like to think I keep the stag antlers.
Oh, I like that. You have to walk between things like a dog carrying a giant stick. Like
I think it's like
so
just a weird chimera. Like it's like the base is dire wolf. It's got the stag antlers, but I think maybe like the top, like the front shoulder part has like the fluffy crow feather.
Yeah, I like this.
We're dropping a new griffin species.
New
So-
Griffin DLC unlocked.
People are like, is this a mount or a playable character skin? We are unclear.
Twilight Wood Griffin skin DLC coming soon. So as you all move, Agnieszka, as you begin to see the forest is quite dark at this time. It's called the Twilight Wood for a reason, and as you move through, it is as if it is constantly near sundown. But the darkness begins to deepen, not just because you are moving through the forest, but because the day is growing short. And you are able to find a bit of a grotto between several trees that appears to be a good spot for a camp, but there is no covered camp at the moment. You're going to have to sleep out in the open forest, it appears.
Okay. That'll work. I'm gonna look around for any non-murdery trees and see about potentially gathering up any branches or foliage or anything that we have, so I can just sort of build like a shelter, not to like keep rain off because we're kind of out in the open, but basically some kind of rudimentary screen so that we're not just like lying out on the forest floor in full visibility of everything here. Because
I think that would be very doable.
yeah, I feel like even this part of the forest is one that my mom has told me about. And nah.
Yeah, I think that would be very doable as you construct like a little bit of a... Does anyone help, Agnieszka?
I am, of course, helping fetch the sticks as there's a newfound compulsion.
Yes. Oh, God, I love this so much.
I'm now just imagining Wolf Mabe just being like, I got another one. I got another one. I got another one.
I'm playing ball in a cup, tossing them up, trying to catch them in my antlers.
I'm gonna like help you out with that too. Like once we finish building it or whatever, I'll do it with like little sticks and then like little pine cones or whatever, and just like ski balling pine cones towards your antlers.
So I'm gonna go around now as Agnieszka and Mabe bond as only Grendel and Dog can while making camp. What is Zia doing while camp is being made?
Zia's would have probably like whispered to B. How fast do you think you could run?
Whisper to me?
Yeah.
Why?
If we run fast enough, Canario can't catch us.
Running where?
Just in future, if there's things that we want to do that Canario says no to being a party pooper, we can just yeet and go fast.
Well, I have very short legs, so you have fun with that.
I thought you were becoming fun.
Hey, I'm plenty fun. What are you talking about? I'm the most fun.
Maeve is a fucking wolf right now.
Okay, yeah, like that isn't kind of creepy. Like, okay,
That's so much cool.
What makes you think that I'm not fun, huh?
I've spent the rest of that journey since the Kelpie trying not to pet Maeve. And you're too much into books. Books are boring.
Books are so much fun. What are you talking about?
Okay, you learned a very good lesson today. Don't fuck everybody else. We're doing this shit for us. Oh, you got to ruin that with the book propaganda.
I've learned plenty of things from my books that could make you shut up. So, have a nice night. I'm gonna go walk some other part of camp.
Oh man, the party's just coming apart at the seams this episode. What is Canario doing while Agnieszka's playing fetch and V and Zia are like getting into a borderline fight over who is more fun? What is Canario doing?
So, out of character question.
Mhm.
Photographs. They're not around?
No, you could have like tokens or small things, but no photographs.
Yeah, token then. Okay. So Canario, as we're setting up camp, do we have tents with us? Are we setting up tents? Or are we just like throwing bedrolls?
We're making little like shelters, like
little lean-tos?
Like a little lean-to, yeah. Nothing fancy, but just something to give us some visual cover. But yeah, we're sleeping on the ground on like bedrolls, no tents, nothing.
Yeah, so question.
No, never mind. You continue. My question will come after this.
As you know, he's been helping here and there. But once that's all done, he sets down his like bedroll. He makes a little pillow with his barber surgeon bag, and then he pulls out a few knickknacks, and he kind of sets them down next to his little sleeping area. He's going to set down a little, I guess, a fetish, a little token of like feathers and bone wrapped together with some herbs, and then he's going to set down like almost like a bone item that's been chiseled into the shape of a canary, and he sets them down next to his bed. And then he just keeps to himself as he kind of decompresses over everything that's happened, and he is noticeably talking to himself.
Who would like to notice Canario talking to himself?
I would.
All right. And Mabe?
Yeah, definitely the two of you if you're like helping out around the camp.
Yeah, yeah.
And as he's just going about his business, he's like, oh, well, Hune, has this been a day? A girl almost died. It seemed that there was a mare of some sort just waiting to drag her under, and Zia just... Oof. She reminds me of Malin, just with her brashness, and the face just very headstrong, especially when Faye might not be right. May be a problem, but I'm doing my best with them, and I just hope that we can finish this job and I can make it home to you soon. He just trails off as he continues his business.
Agnieszka, do you say anything, or do you let Canario just contemplate?
I think they think about it, but they're not really sure if he's like talking out loud to make himself feel better, talking because he believes that she can hear him, or talking because she's dead. Well, I'm sorry. It kind of seemed.
It's like mortals are weird.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like maybe she could be dead, and he's just trying to communicate with her. So I think Agnieszka is like kind of just. But
Humans,
that's
am I
about
right?
it. Yeah, just like I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I'm just listening because I remember you telling me about her and telling me about your daughter and everything. So I'm just like, oh.
He notices Agnieszka and like, well, it may sound silly, but there's no sending letters here. So I could only hope that I can just tell her about my day, and maybe the wind will catch it and send it her way, but you know how love is.
Sure.
Okay, maybe not.
No, I really don't. But that's a lot of faith to put in etheric winds.
Yeah, no, well,
You
us humans, we believe in strange superstitions and fairy tales, and we're a hopeful bunch.
Yeah, you trust things and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like a horse in a river.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? That little kerfluffle.
Well, you know how you said humans believe in fairy tales?
Yeah.
I don't really have to do that.
Well, I get it. You are a fairy tale. So.
Well, yes, but the stories that my mother would tell me, she didn't say them just to be entertaining, you know? The songs that we sing as skalds, we don't sing them just to entertain people. I can't make them take a warning. And I am in debt to B for saving me, but
Well, as they say, you can't lead a horse to water. Or something like that.
They really have no need to take horses anywhere. So I'll take your word for it.
And well, do you think, and pardon me, I understand that you've created a kinship over drinking, but Zia seems to be quite troublesome.
I think they do really well in the armies of the Winter King, to be perfectly honest.
But we're not in the army of the Winter King. No, we are traveling, and our lives are on the line. I feel that distractions of the sort could be very fatal for us.
They could be. Yes.
Aggie, could you please just... I know this is hard to ask of you, but could you just promise me that you and we will work to get this job done? I want to be over with this. I fear that the longer we spend meandering and getting distracted, and I'm sorry, but drinking goblin's blood and the like, it's drawing things out a bit for us. Could you please just help me keep these people on track?
I'm going to draw the mortuary sword and planting it with the tip facing down in the ground, kneel in front. Owing no allegiance to any of the courts at this time, I swear to walk along your side until we reach the end of the Twilight Road.
Canario,
I mean, like, this is like, I know that you were just like, hey, let's keep these disaster beans on track.
Yeah.
And they're just like, this is serious.
Yeah, so he is actually going to also kneel and just do like a head-to-head, just place his forehead against Agnieszka's third eye.
Which I will close because,
Yeah.
ow. Ah.
He does so very carefully. It's like, Agnieszka, you've been a great friend along this trip. As you pledged to me, I pledge to you.
Agnieszka, as you make that pledge and Canario accepts, you feel something like just inside you click into place as an oath has been sworn and a promise made. Faye come with rules.
I think Maeve's been sitting there just doing that dog thing, looking back and forth whenever somebody's talking, and as soon as like oaths start being made, Faye's like, oh shit.
Yeah, Canario gets back up and extends a hand to Agnieszka.
Yeah, I'll take that.
My friend, I know that was a lot for you, and I appreciate it, but I'll make sure that I won't let down my end of the bargain.
Till we reach the end of the road, then.
Till the end.
All right, now, as Agnieszka and Canario swear oaths and prepare for bed, what are the rest of you doing as Mabe is watching and is just, again, I picture just like Wolf Mabe sitting there and just like, it's going down.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is B doing?
B will have gone off to like a corner or like a rock or something somewhere to like not be out of sight, but like out of the way, like not in direct sight, and pulled out the book, and she's gonna try to find a section that tells her more about the Silver Wind.
Oh. As you page through, let me pull up. Yes, the Silver Wind. The winds intertwined is a difficult thing. It is considered the highest form of sorcery in this world, and it is also considered incredibly dangerous. As you read through, there are scant few mages that have ever achieved it, many of them being the first elves to cross over from Old Elfland in the age before when the elf homeland was destroyed, and the elf refugees brought the ways of the ways of the winds to the humans living in the lands that you live in. These old ancient elf sorcerers had that power, and a few mortal a few humanoid sorcerers wizards have since achieved it, but it is a once in a generation power. And as you look through, there are no spells here, simply allusions to this particular style. But philosophically, you can start to understand the idea that the winds were broken apart like light is broken in a prism as it comes into this world to filter out the chaotic nature of the etheric realm. To recombine them is a difficult process, but if you do, it is something close to a version of the magic that the High Fae or the very sorcerers of chaos would wield, but something safe for a mortal to handle.
Does it say anything about what would happen if I tried combining like 3 or 4 of them instead of like...
You do know that, and this also goes with some of the things that you've seen here, there have been other attempts to combine winds in experimental ways. These have often led to what is known as dark magic or black magic. This is the way of necromancy. It is inherently corruptive to the body, and it is also corruptive to the mind. And actually, roll me an education test on this real quick.
Okay.
Let me go back into Lore Dump like 3 episodes ago. Oh no, that was on paper.
I rolled a 72.
I
am rolling very poorly tonight.
You remember vaguely tales of old necromancers from a bygone era, but to the best of your knowledge, all the necromancers have been were eradicated from this world by people of antiquity.
Mm-hmm.
There was some sort of great upsurge in necromancy thousands of years ago, and the predominant civilizations of the time fought some sort of great war. You don't really remember. It was a really boring class, and they weren't actually doing any practical magical application in the class. It was a lot of theory and history, and you kind of like doodled on your notes a lot.
So I'm getting the sense that like in terms of combining winds goes, like you can't really work up to it. It's like an all or nothing kind of thing.
It is something that it takes the decades of mastery to have the proper feel. And even then there's a certain just level of, you have to just like the sense of the winds and the sense of artistry that you need to have is you either got it or you don't, sort of thing.
Decades, huh?
Mm-hmm. Decades.
All right. Then I'm gonna flip to the section on the amber wind.
Ooh. The amber one.
because that is the one that I have seen Mabe practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanna look over the spells. And I wanna try to practice one.
Ooh, all right.
I gotta find the list of them.
For this one, I would say an easy one to attempt could be the Tongue of Beasts, which is simply a spell that allows you to speak. It allows you to speak if you were an animal, but it allows you to retain your. It was what Mabe was thinking about casting and is currently unable to. It allows you to retain your ability to speak no matter what form you take, and it is a rather trifling spell, all things considered, within it. Actually,
so would I be able to like? Would I using this? Would I be able to like talk to Mabe?
Yes, yeah, I would say that would be possible.
That would be that's the goal.
Yep.
That's the goal.
So for this, we're gonna start you at you've never attempted this one before. It's gonna be a -30 on your incantation, and you're gonna be taking 1d6 for reach into a wind that you're not familiar with. You can take more d6s if you want to try to lessen that -30.
I'd take one extra.
All right, so it's a -20 and you're rolling 2d6.
Which means that it's just a flat roll for me.
Oh, you're taking one.
Okay.
It's a it was a -30. You take 1d6, it becomes a -20.
When I said flat roll, I meant like without my dots.
Oh, gotcha. With your dots. Okay, with dots
that's
included.
What I meant.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, so go ahead and roll that. I'm just gonna pull up the magical mishap table just in case.
Oh no. Dang. All right. I rolled a 50 over 42, and I didn't get any 6s.
Would you like to use a fortune point to re-roll that?
Do we each just get one for ourselves, or is it
no?
just
It's a pool
of 6?
Yeah.
So I could theoretically use the second one.
We'll give you mine. Do it.
Do I have to roll the chaos dice again too?
I'll say no.
Okay, then I'm gonna do it. Dang it! I rolled a 97. Okay.
Oh no!
Man, I've gone through 3 different sets of D10s, and all of them are rolling like shit.
Y'all are continuing the rolling from last time.
I had been rolling really well. Must be
now,
contagious.
You feel the amber wind all around you. You can feel it swirling, and it is very, very powerful at the moment. It is hard to harness. It's very difficult to harness. It actually flows so strongly into you as you attempt to channel this. You feel, you open your mouth to speak, and nothing comes out. And you find yourself for about 15 minutes completely unable to speak.
One fear.
I'd like to imagine everybody else is just like, peace and quiet at last.
God. Connor was like, I'm happy all of a sudden. I don't know why.
I figured 97 was close enough to a crit fail that you could have gotten just a little taste of the crit fail. Not for the full it would have been 48 hours of being unable to speak on a crit fail.
Yep.
This is just 15 minutes.
Honestly, I think that would be the one thing to just send her straight down to like ignore 3 skill ranks on the para condition. Like she'd hate
Never
it so
mind.
much.
I'm reaching out to abyssal powers. This is not okay.
Fuck it. We're trying the Silverwind right now. I gotta fix this.
So as you all settle in for the night, are you all going? Yes.
I would like to try something foolish.
Oh, please.
So, given now that the amber wind is swirling, I was taking a look at the Black Magister shenanigans, and I noticed a little tidbit that said I could try to learn a greater spell.
Ooh, what one do you want to try?
Primeval Form.
I thought you might like that one.
Yeah.
You would need to come out of your wolf form.
Yeah, no, I was gonna go in the woods and try it out.
Okay.
Scare the shit out of
The
everyone in
hoods.
camp. The woods.
You roll me a similarly, this is going to be a -20. This is your wind, but it is a greater spell. -20 without before channeling, I'll say. Not without, before channeling, it is a -20.
I always channel.
I know you do.
All right, let's go. 35.
Ooh. And roll me them D6. How many times did you channel?
The maximum, whatever the
Roll
maximum.
me that
I can channel.
3D6.
Hell yeah. That's a 3. That's a 5. That's another 5.
All right. What do you turn into? You can turn into
I want to.
Yeah. You can turn into any large beast, basically.
I want to go werebear,
All right. You all.
but like where owlbear. Keep that crow in there and the antlers.
Where were you when you did this?
I went into the woods. I'm not trying to scare the pants out of everyone in the camp.
I was about to say, were you next to me? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
getting like
No.
thrown back as this bear.
No, everybody started making oaths and commitments, and I was just like, I'm a deb.
You transform into a bear with with almost like a raven-like beak in the front of it. It's pretty horrible looking.
That's a weird way to pronounce dope. Is that colloquial?
I'm sorry, I misread this. It must have said to you. You clearly misread this. Well, everyone else is quite occupied. I'm going to say that Z, you probably being the most attentive of the group and probably coming down from your Black Lotus high, probably noticed this.
Zia would go over. Can I pet you, please? You look so cuddly.
Forgot to cast Tongue of Beasts again.
I did. I wasn't expecting anyone to be around. I'll like hold out a paw.
Zia would gently take the paw and start petting it. Just giving little scratches. Do you want ear scratches?
No.
You sure?
I want to find a big rock. I am sure. Can I find a big ass rock to stand on?
Yes, you can.
I want to do like the loudest Godzilla style heckin' Queen of the Kaiju roar I can muster.
Oh.
Bet you it's the middle of the night.
A huge roar cracking out into the woods. You all hear this as it seems to spread and echo.
Is B around the camp area at this point, or are you still off doing your own thing?
I wasn't that far off on my own. I was just like kind of on the edge. So yeah, I'd be there.
Okay, cool. Just gonna kind of give you the high sign, and we're just gonna stay low and not make any sudden moves for a bit.
So you give me that signal. I'm gonna look at you for a moment. I'm gonna very slowly peer up over where I've been sitting and try and see if I can see what that noise came from.
And I'm gonna just very casually, not even like I'm gonna draw it, but very casually just put a hand on my sword and look you dead in the eyes.
And did I see anything when I peered over?
I mean, you see this weird bear raven thing sitting on top of a rock, and Zia sitting. What does Zia look like? What is Zia doing?
Zio's just standing there like, it's the middle of the goddamn night, Mabe.
I'm not with this.
As I'm waiting for an answer, it just looked like that scene from Totoro, just us standing next to each other.
So I see this great bear thing, and I see Z, and I very slowly sink back down, and I turn and I look back at Agnieszka and whisper, I think they need help.
Party dad never getting to sleep.
He just like just laying flat down, just shoots right up. He's like, okay, what's going on? What was that? What is that?
You know, for that, Maeve, you're getting ear scratchies, and she's gonna Zio's gonna reach up and do the little scratches behind the ears.
Are the antlers still present?
Always antlers.
Ah, so that's the kind of the giveaway. Kanara was like, seriously, I'm going back to bed. As he just flops back down.
B, what a wonderful time for you to take first watch with me.
So, I'm going to say with that, you are having watches for the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, hey,
What do you think I'm gonna do? Just like sleep belly up in the woods like a fucking schmuck? No.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't want to assume that you wouldn't. So give me my watch. Give me my watch order for the night.
Well, B and I are taking the first watch, mostly so I can keep an eye on her.
All right.
Kanara's gonna watch with Zia.
Okay. And who is that going to be second watch?
Sure.
I have to know, Mabe, are you keeping watch in your giant crow, were, owl, bear, wolf, antler form? Please say yes. Oh no, I think
did
we
we
may have
lose
lost
Velvet?
Velvet.
Oh no,
Velvet
we've
froze.
lost
Either
Velvet.
that or
At
face
the best
poker
time.
faces.
Oh, there it goes.
That was like
no.
epic moment.
Don't crit fail your
Curse you.
magic!
Curse you, internet. We've now. Well, I guess this is a good time to go to break as we are all out of sorts and at 8:30. So I suppose we will be back with Velvet and with the watch results for the night. We'll be right back, and we'll see you all in a few minutes. We are back, and all of us are back. Welcome back, Velvet. And we are going to be starting off with our everyone's favorite thing, watch rolls during the night. Starting off with our first watch, I need you all to roll me some awareness checks as you are staying up.
Perfect. 35 under 53.
Ooh.
I rolled a 16.
Yay! Everyone succeeded the roll. As you sit there, the forest is, well, silent isn't nearly the word. It isn't sound at all. It's quite noisy. The chirping of creatures, the birds, well, not birds, it's night, but the chirping of insects, the cry of some animals. There was a howl of a wolf off in the distance, but very, very far off. There's no movement around you. You're in this nice little like dug area. And then it passes slowly, but peacefully. And we have a boon for Faye. So I'm going to let you decide how you want to cash that in as we go forward. But just remember that you have a boon as that has been cashed in for you. The next watch is Canario and Z. And I need you to roll me awareness checks.
$29.
29?
Out of 53. So.
All right.
76 over 53.
It's, as the night pushes on, this is the late hours of the night into the early hours of the morning watch. And it's very peaceful. And Z, you find yourself being lulled by it slightly, getting a little sleepy. Canario, you feel that peace too, as it is quiet. Very, very quiet.
Too quiet.
Intensely quiet, as every creature in the region seems to have gone utterly silent. And you hear somewhat dragging footsteps, very, very faintly in the brush. And you can see figures moving towards you all in the distance. Well, not in the distance, between the trees, hidden in shadow.
Yeah. Between the trees, do you see there?
Yep.
Best to keep your weapon by your side. This may be trouble.
One of the figures comes around a tree, and it's, well, it was a Grendel.
Oh, great.
If not for the gaping hole in its chest that moss has grown out of, its head hanging off to the side at an odd angle, like a puppet hanging from strings as it shuffles forward. Another one behind it, another one off to the side, several of them seeming to come out. What do you all do? You have some time here. They're not moving particularly fast right now. They don't seem to have noticed you, but they're heading directly at you and your sleeping fellows.
So, first thing first, Canario just like kicks at Agnieszka's hoof to like wake them up.
That'll wake me up.
Zia's gonna charge at them.
Ooh.
At the one that looks the toughest and meanest.
Well, we'll get there in a second then. As you're just going to Han Solo this in the Death Star. Just like, I'm running at all the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
boy.
Zia's not going to
Rest
Is
of
learn.
anybody
you
gonna
are-
wake up your magic users?
Nah.
Hey, listen, that's next on my list. I'm going
As-
one by one here.
You can never run out of sword slots, okay?
You see several of these creatures coming out, and behind them, moving a bit more confidently, is a larger figure. It appears to be a much larger version of them, striding through a huge gash in its chest grown through moss. One of the larger Grendels, but where its horns should be are sawed-off stubs. Its eyes burning pale blue. This one's head swiveling from side to side as if searching for somebody. And I'm going to give you your Hans shot first 3 AP to charge in. There are 5 of the little ones and 1 of the big ones.
Oh, Agnieszka. Looks like he's coming back for those.
What is classed as simple melee again?
What weapons do you have?
My teeth,
Yeah, your teeth would be simple melee.
rapier, stiletto, and like guns.
Rapier and stiletto both fall under simple melee.
Okay. Zia's gonna run,
Mhm.
charge at them, and like try to jump on them and like bite at their throat.
Which one are you doing that to?
The big buddy.
Okay. Roll me a simple melee attack as you charge.
And I have a plus 20 base chance to strike
Go for it.
because of run amok. 25 under 66.
25 under 66. It is going to use its implacable defense to spend an AP that it always has to attempt to parry.
Motherfucker.
It fails, but I'm going to use one of my misfortune points to try again. That succeeds. As you jump in, it, without turning its head, is going to take an arm and bat you aside. As you
It's
land on your
entangled.
feet. You land on your feet, but your bite failed. As now,
No.
I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative.
Yup.
So the
This
entangled
better
thing
not
doesn't.
suck because I'm.
The entangled thing for my bites don't kick in then.
Unless you hit.
Fucker.
It parried you. Yeah, the parry negates your hit.
19.
All right, 19. Send me your things. Suss out. And as we do this, and as all of you come awake, I'm also going to need a resolve test from all of you, as because Zia and Canario saw this coming, it's not a terror test, it's a fear test. So it's a flat resolve. And I'm going to say, Zia, I don't know if you need to make this one the way you reacted. We're just gonna go ahead and just say probably not scared. I'm not gonna make that your boon. I'm just gonna say for RP's sake, based on what you just did, yeah, you're not scared. You just try to take a bite out of this thing's throat.
So when you
I
say it's flat
succeeded
resolve,
on resolve.
Yeah, just a regular resolve test.
So you still include your dots. It just means that there's no additional
No additional
difficulty
yeah.
modifiers. Yeah.
31 under 50. So
Yeah. So 32 under 52.
All right.
Do I, since I have the Dauntless trait, do I get any bonus for this?
What does Dauntless say again?
Immune to intimidate, cannot be stunned or knocked out.
This is fear, not intimidate. But impervious mind will help you if you fail.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right, so I gotta look for the thing. Okay. I got a 19.
Okay, yeah. So, no one failed their resolve test?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I got a 49. That's not like a weird failure number, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I just need and did I get a okay, I did.
Yeah, I just suck. I rolled a 10 for my initiative.
All right. So, as you come up, there are 5 of these zombie like Grendel, and there is one of the larger one. There's the larger one that is moving through. So 6 total enemy. And it is now Mabe's turn as these creatures are descending upon you.
I gotta live up to the Queen of the Kaiju claim I made a little bit ago. I'm gonna try to for primal form again. I'm gonna cast Tongue of Beast first.
All right, so cast Tongue of Beasts.
I got a math.
Julio, real quick,
got
I'm not
math.
I'm not seeing one in chat from you. Did I miss it?
Oh, sorry. I said it verbally. I didn't say it.
What was
Put
it?
my incantation
19.
at
19. Okay.
I just put it in chat.
Okay.
that's 50 out of 53.
Okay. So you successfully cast Tongue of Beast. That is the only spell you're going to be able to cast this turn. But you will be able to
try. Okay.
Yeah. So, but you can move, or you can try to trip one of them up, or try to encourage your fellows, or something like that.
Yeah, I'll try to encourage Canario as he run past me.
Roll a leadership test.
Oh no.
Hopefully, it has no negative effects.
I don't think I passed that. Leadership, no. That's 51 out of 39.
There's no ill effect. You just don't inspire them at all.
Yeah.
And that's the only time you can take inspiring words for this combat. You can do it once per combat. So it is now going to be Canario's turn. Canario, there are 5 of these puppet-like Grendel corpses shuffling towards you, and a big one behind it carrying what appears to be a sword.
Yeah, so Canario is going to move to the closest one.
Mm-hmm.
Going to take aim for 1 AP.
All right.
And then let's attack.
Yeah, go for it. So 1 AP to move, 1 AP to take aim, and 1 AP to attack.
Ooh, 25 under 60 plus 10, 70. So yeah, it definitely hits.
Oh yeah. Roll me damage.
And damage is 1d6, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be 5 plus 7.
Ooh. So that's a total of
12.
All right. So let me
But,
really.
go ahead.
No, please finish. I will.
Oh, but he is now I force a foe to resist a takedown.
That's a nope. It definitely gets taken down.
And then also they must resist a toughness test or begin to bleed. If they bleed.
You know what? It doesn't. No, it cannot. It cannot bleed.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll D6. All right. How do you slam this thing on the ground?
Oh, he's going straight for like a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Just tackles it down. And I guess since it's taken down,
mm-hmm.
Does he just stay on top?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just on top, just like pummeling the thing.
Yeah, so you just spear tackle this thing on top and just drop an elbow into its face, and you can feel its cheekbone just collapse underneath you as it now has like a sunken face as it starts reaching up towards you. And that is all of your AP.
Yes.
B. There are 4 upright, there's a big one, and Canario appears to be beating the ever-loving shit out of one of them.
So
Already
I'm
dead.
assuming that I got woken up suddenly
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit away from this whole scene. Maybe from the noise, because I don't think anybody actually came to wake me up. And I realize there's a fight going on, and I am still grumpy from the fucking horse. And we're just gonna go 0 to 100. I would like to touch a patch of ground and try to set it on fire with magic and aim the fire to like take a path to one of these things so that the thing sets on fire.
Roll me an incantation test. This is a lesser spell, is it correct?
It's not specifically one of the ones that I have. I just know that I've done shit with fire before.
Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna say you are attempting to use something. It's gonna be similar to Bolt of Flame. That's gonna be a petty spell.
Okay.
So make this a -10, and you take 1d6 because you were reaching outside of your wind again.
I am, and I am going to add 2 more. So I'm gonna go for 3.
Okay.
Of these dice.
So that's adding you a base plus
so
10
that would
plus
be
your training.
Oh, because it was -20.
It was. Oh yeah, sorry. It's a -20, so it moves it to flat, and then your training takes over.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So,
gotcha.
You're right.
Okay, so let's set some shit on fire. I rolled the 20.
Excellent.
And I rolled another 6 on this same same one as earlier.
All right, we'll come to that in a second.
So since it works, I'm starting out behind everyone else, behind a large boulder perhaps. I place a hand to the ground and light the grass on fire, and it moves forward in a path to whichever of these like undead Grendel is nearest and sets it on fire. And I walk out from the light. You see me emerge from the light of the flames, eyes glowing bright green.
Roll me a d10 and add your willpower bonus. 15. All right. So as you walk out like Scarlet Witch style, like at the Battle of Sokovia, just bursting out, you pull this and a pillar of fire emerges from the ground on one of these, and it is immolated and gone. So that was one. It was a petty. That was 2 AP. What would you like to do with your last AP?
Should I have to roll this D100 for the 6 before or after?
Yeah, why don't you do that while we're on you?
19.
19. All right, so 19. Roll me. Okay, we're gonna. Do you have a D4 handy?
Yeah.
1 is left arm, 2 is right arm, 3 is left leg, 4 is right leg. Roll me that dice.
Oh no. I rolled a 1.
A 1. Your left arm cramps up horribly as the residual energy of the wind you channeled did not exit your body cleanly, and that limb is going to be useless for you for the next 6 hours.
Okay.
As you are now one-handed, as your arm is in intense pain.
Not a good day for you.
No, it's not a great day. And I have I'm just gonna save that last AP then.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
It is now the creature's turn. As one of them is gone. One of them is going to attempt to it's not even going to try to get up. It's just going to try to like claw and bite at Canario. So I'm going to give it a base -20 to its attack because it's just trying to like grab you as you're just sitting on its chest, like caving its face in. No, does not hit as it just tries to like, and now it's going to try to shove you off again. No, that's a 69. Nice, but not actually not actually a success. As you were just easily maintaining your position and just raining down blows on this thing. One of them is going to move towards Zia to attack. It is going to it's going to I was so close to a success too. I'm going to use my misfortune point to re-roll that because Zia does. It's a 95. All right, these are going over here. Now for my actual Gen Con Warhammer, no, Gen Con Spyhander dice. As one of them is going to move towards B and attack B. Rolled a 90. All right, so one is going to attack Mabe as Mabe is casting. I haven't rolled below a 70 yet. Well, that's okay because it's clearly saving this as the big hornless Taurus is going to move forward. It is going to move past Z with completely ignoring Z. Z, if you want, I will grant you an opportunity attack with one of your weapons that aren't your teeth, as your teeth are kind of hard to reach out with somebody with.
Okay.
If you want to slash as it goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all my misfortune points. I'm out of misfortune points.
5.
5? That hits. Roll me damage.
So I get an extra d6 because it's my first successful attack on the person. On the thing. So is it just 1d6 for
1d6 for your weapon, the 1d6 for the extra, and then you get to add your combat bonus.
And don't forget that you can spend a fortune point to make one of your damage dice automatically turn into a 6 and explode.
Yes.
15 points of damage. I'm going to use a fortune point to make one of my dice explode.
That's a good call because 15 is just under its second threshold.
So, did I take like the lower one and explode that one?
Whichever, yeah, you can turn that one. It turns that one into a 6.
Okay. $22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. That meets but does not exceed its third threshold. So it moves to moderately wounded. It does not take an injury, but you slash and open this thing's flank as it moves by, and it doesn't seem to feel it as it moves forward and picks up speed as it attacks Agnieszka.
Yep.
Slashing down with its weapon.
Technically, I don't even have AP to parry since I haven't gotten to my turn. Did you crit?
I didn't crit, but I did hit.
All right, fine.
So it gets 2d6 because it's a big boy. I rolled 2 2s, but you know what? I'm going to use that new misfortune point that I just got to explode one of them.
That's
so that's going to be 8, another 6, and a 1. So that's 12, 13, 15, 20 damage.
Yeah, I'm grievously wounded.
All right, roll those
So-
3. Roll those 3d6.
No 6s.
No 6s.
Not today, bitch.
It opens a massive cut in your side.
Ooh, that's
Blood
bad,
is
though.
pouring out. You don't have the bleeding condition because you're wearing armor, but blood is pouring out. Your like the muscles of your side have been cut. Moving is extremely difficult right now, and you are hampered as this thing is pale, glowing blue eyes are just locked on you, and one hand reaches out and grabs one of your horns. And that's going to be its turn. It is now Zia's turn.
Zia's going to charge at the big thing.
Okay.
And try
You
to
do have
fight
one of them
it.
in front of you.
I don't care.
All right.
Big guy's going for my drinking buddy.
All right, go for it.
Nope. It was a 79
Ooh.
over 66.
You could re-roll.
Oh, he just wants those points back.
Is it cool if I reroll, guys?
I'm fine with it.
How many do we have left?
3.
I think we have
3 currently. Yes.
Yeah. And somebody still has a boon. I don't remember who that is.
Oh, I have a
but-
boon.
Would you like to use that
Give your
boon to
boon.
re-roll and not give me a misfortune point?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that.
I was like, I don't remember what we were using boons for, but they seemed like a good idea. So
Yeah.
65 under 66.
Oh, there you go. Roll damage.
So I get another. That's with my teeth again because it's biting time. I'm gonna
Oh no.
I'm gonna explode one of the dice, so I'm still gonna use
What'd
that
you roll?
fortune. A 2 and a 1.
A 2 and a 1. What weapon were you using?
My teeth.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead. You can explode that. One.
like under any other circumstances, exploding teeth would be a really bad thing to hear.
Explode those teeth.
The sentence didn't sound good, but we understood.
I mean, listen, just play Changeling, go red cap, explode all your teeth.
16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. It is going to drop to seriously wounded. And I'm going
And
to roll 2d6. Huh? And it is entangled. I'm going to... Yeah, it's entangled as it cannot break away from you as you are clamped onto it, biting down. No blood flows from it as you bite into it. It tastes very, very odd. By the way, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh no.
Actually, we'll come to that later.
No, that's worse.
Yeah, it is.
Agnieszka, it's your turn.
Cool. So this thing has me by the horns, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Can't charge. So what we're gonna do is make it a called shot. It can't dodge or parry.
Okay.
Is this one of the ones that has like the hole in the chest?
Yes.
And is there that weird ass like black wire crawling through it? Like
That was something that you were able to, that the people using Witch Site were able to see. Currently, you just see moss growing out of it, like a weird, sickly yellow moss.
Do I smell anything off
It smells
about this?
very
like...
wrong. It smells
Yeah.
just wrong.
All right, cool. I got the mortuary sword, called shot. I thought I told you to stay in the ground, cow, and I'm gonna stab it in the throat.
All right, roll me that attack.
This better be good. Nope, it wasn't. I'm gonna try and re-roll that though.
All right, fortune point.
That was
Oh,
worse.
Oh
You have
no! You want to use another fortune point?
No.
You
No,
wanna
I
use another
don't.
Fortune point.
No, I don't. I
Sure?
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
It's seriously wounded though. If you exceeded its threshold twice, it's dead.
This is the
How many do
bargain.
we have left?
You currently
one.
have two left.
Two left?
Oh, I believe you have. Yeah, you have.
We have-
oh no,
we have
you
three.
one
No,
left.
we only have one left.
Wait.
But
just use
three
it-
left,
you-
and then no, because Faye used a boon to reroll, and
Well,
then
then they
used one
used-
to
But
explode.
then explode.
So there's two left. There's two
I
left
didn't-
currently.
And then Anna
But I
just used
just
one.
used
Oh,
one,
used
so
one,
there
yeah, so
is
this is
only
the
one
one.
left.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're about to die.
I still have a boon, so I mean, go for
Okay.
it.
Okay, fine.
All right.
I gotta
Or you know
roll under
what?
a 66.
You know what?
There we go. 41 under 66.
Roll damage.
Stab in the throat.
You were aiming for you were aiming for like a vulnerable area with a called shot. So I'm gonna take a -1 to its damage threshold.
So where is my combat bonus? That is a total of 8
8.
damage.
Oh no.
I don't think that's
no, that doesn't beat it.
No.
As you stab into the moss seems to like grab the blade as it pulls you in closer by the horn. Mabe, what do you do?
I'm contractually obligated to have a kaiju fight whenever possible, so we're gonna go primeval form again.
All right. roll me that. It's at a -20 because it's a greater spell.
I think you mean +10.
I think
'cause
I
I'm
do
a
mean
channel.
+10. Channel away.
Oh man.
Okay, it's not bad. That's math. Yeah, that's fine. That's 46 out of like 67.
All right. So do you turn into your bear form?
Yeah, and it's
All
a
right.
critical success because I channeled. But I think
right.
all that does is extend the duration.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna for the purposes of this, I'm going to slightly break the rules as you transform on this. I will allow you to make an attack as this bear form. Let me.
Yeah. All right. So I'll just.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you make 2 turns of like I am waiting to do things because magic.
I'm gonna roll my chaos dice real quick.
Yes, please roll the chaos dice while I pull up the werebear or the
No 6.
the howlbear. All right.
The howlbear.
The howlbear. You have talons and beak. Please roll me a 65% attack roll.
So under 65?
Yes, you're rolling under 65.
Okay, cool. That's a 22.
All right. Roll me a d6. Oh, you're a large one, so roll me 2d6.
I am a chonk, Tom.
Yeah.
A unit.
An absolute unit.
That's a 6.
All right, roll again.
Oh, that's a 1.
And you're adding 8
and that's
to
a 4.
this.
So 5, 11, 11 plus 8, that's 19.
Okay. How do you take down this large creature that is like about to tear Agnieszka in half? What do you do?
Oh, I'm sorry, Anita. I thought I was in the captions. It shows me in there. Am I in there now? Hold on. Just so folks don't miss the descriptor, I left and I'm gonna join again.
Okay. Real quick as this is happening.
Anita, please let me know if I'm in.
Canario, you have a boon, right?
Yes.
That's good. That's very, very good.
Why?
Well, things are going to get complicated after this fight.
Did that fix it?
Nice.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. Tear this.
And I also just gave one to Agnieszka.
Okay, perfect. Tear this thing apart, Mabe.
Taking a page from, I'm going to be eerily similar to, but legally distinct enough from All Might, and just like United States of MASH rush this thing. And when it's on the ground, I'm just going to tear the arms off and start like smashing the core until there's nothing left.
Ooh, there is a bloody, well, it's not bloody. There is no blood left in this thing as you beat it, and it is just mashed, rotten meat by the end. I'm going to say that's all of your AP, though.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's all I needed to do.
Canario, it is your turn as you are on top of this one that is still hanging on. What would you like to do?
So I have 3 AP.
Mm-hmm.
Can I attack more than once?
You can only attack once melee
okay.
wise, but then if you kill it, you can do other stuff. You can like take one down or you know.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and continue the pummeling. Until morale improves, the pummelings will continue. That is a 14. Let's go.
Roll damage.
So that is 3 plus 7. I think there's 1 point left, or is that point used?
That skull cracks.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the creature stops moving underneath you.
And who is still up?
In terms of the enemy,
Mhm.
there are 3 of the smaller Grendels still milling about at this moment.
So without hesitation, he just like goes in for a quick like forearm just smash onto this thing, and immediately just like uses that to like get himself up as he not charges, but he's gonna like, getting up is 2 AP,
No, not from this. The getting
Okay.
up is like from being knocked down. You're
Gotcha.
just like you were like kneeling down to smash this
Yeah.
thing, and now you're like, all right, who's
So,
next?
yeah, he's gonna move on to the next one, and he's gonna go for another attack. Wait, no, I can't do another attack. He's gonna go for
Takedown.
no, I guess so.
Yeah. Roll me a takedown. Or athletics. Roll in athletics.
41 under 61.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. How do you take this one down?
He clotheslines.
Oh yeah.
Just clotheslines this guy down.
So there's one near Z, there's one near B, and there's one that is relatively near Mabe. Which one are you clotheslining?
Mabe is closest to Agnieszka.
Mhm.
Whichever one is closest to Agnieszka. Now he's just trying to like keep things
All right.
away.
So
from
there's
them.
one near Mabe and Agnieszka. You just clothesline that sucker on the ground. It is now going to be B's turn. B, what are you doing?
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
The fire is still there, correct? Like it didn't just disappear. After
It
the last
did.
time?
It
Oh,
extinguished
did?
itself. Yeah.
I'm gonna use it again.
You can try again.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna
All
do
right.
it again.
Minus
Lose another
20 and a built-in D6. And you only have one arm right now. Your left arm is cramped up and just useless.
Mm-hmm. So it's minus D20 and I have to use a chaos dice.
Yep.
No matter what.
Yep.
I'm
Because
gonna
you're
go ahead and
grabbing
add the other two again.
Yes,
Just gonna
you
do
can.
it. Just gonna add the other two. And same thing as last time. And I'm gonna roll them all at once. So I'm looking. I rolled an 18 and no 6s.
Ooh. All right. Roll me that D10 plus your willpower bonus again.
8.
8 damage. All right. So this one is going to the fire is significantly smaller. But I didn't roll it, so it does not instantly die. The fire is significantly smaller, but you burn off a chunk of one Grendel as its like shoulder comes off. The arm falls off, so it's a one-armed Grendel walking towards you. Yes, the big boy has been ripped to pieces by Mabe's giant bear form. So would you like? So that was 2 AP to cast that, because it's a slightly more powerful spell than what would you like to do? And you channeled actually, so that's all your AP.
Oh, I was just gonna, because I did the same thing last time. I was just gonna save it to parry.
Yeah, I think last time I forgot the channeling takes an AP. So
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So now it is going to be the zombie's turn. The one that you just took the arm off is going to attack you, but I'm going to give it a penalty for being one-armed. It still hits you. It only does 8 damage. I need you to roll an athletics test to not be knocked to the ground as it like barrels into you. And since your arm is not hyper useful right now, I'm going to say it's a minus 10 to that athletics.
Okay, so hold on. I gotta move down to lightly wounded. And then athletics and minus 10.
Minus 10 because you have one useless arm.
I rolled a 99.
All right, well, you are now on the ground, this thing on top of you, biting at you, clawing at you, trying to tear you to pieces. Yeah, you're stuck. One of them is going to go for Canario. Oh no, the one that got knocked down is going to swipe at Canario's legs. That doesn't hit. The other one's going to attack Z. Also doesn't hit. Wow. I'm back to rolling 70 and above now.
I'm
Apparently,
really just the only one here.
I used it all on B and Agnieszka, apparently. So it is now, speaking of, it is now Z's turn. There's one on the ground. There's one in front of you that. Oh, you know what? I actually rolled too many. There's the one on the ground, the one that attacked B, and then the one that attacked you. So Agnieszka would not have been attacked at all.
Yeah, I thought the other one went after Canario.
Yeah, I know
anyway,
you're right.
So,
yeah, the one on the ground, the one.
just like moving away from giant, gross, dead body.
Zia's gonna ignore the one that's attacking them again.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna charge at the one that's attacking B.
All right, it's gonna get a swipe at you as you
That's
run. Hi, girl. 87.
Oh no! Someone help him!
You're
Oh,
right. I
no.
do
You
have
only
this
roll
fortune
well
points, but
against
I'm gonna,
me,
I'm gonna
and I
hold
take
on to them
offense
for a
to that.
second. What'd you
21 under 66.
All right, roll damage. And you charge, so 2d6.
3d6 because it's my first attack against this
Yeah.
creature. Fuck my life. Maths. 13 points of damage.
Which one is this?
The one that was attacking B.
The one that I already did.
How
8
do you
points for.
how do you end this thing?
Zia's gonna go like bite into its neck and then just rip its head off and just throw it aside like.
All right. Yeah, B, you get a front row seat to this.
You okay?
Tasty.
Agnieszka.
I think in just this sort of like, this is happening nearly simultaneously, that Zia goes and like runs past the one that's attacking them. I see that. And then I just like fucking whip around towards the one that was going after Zia at first. And I am going to charge and try and take its head off.
All right.
With the mortuary sword.
Please roll that attack.
Let's go ahead actually and just use the boon to succeed on that.
Go for it.
And I get to roll
2d10 for charging, or 2d6. 2d6 for charging. Yeah.
Sorry, I get confused because the mortuary sword vicious is only when they're rolling an injury that it's an extra d6. It's not for me. Well, muffin fluffer. I just rolled 2 1s. Plus 5, so 7 points of damage.
On the one, all right, it is hurt, and I rolled a 6, so this.
Oh, well, you have to roll another one too.
It's these are minions. It's instant death.
Oh,
Like 6 is an instant death. So how do you kill this thing?
Aragorn taking off the lead Urukai's head, just like bye.
Cleaved right off.
All right. Mabe, you are in bird bear form, and there's one on the ground right in front of you in Canario. Please, at this point, I'm going to end rolling as there's only one of these left, and it's on the ground before you. What do you do to this thing?
I'm gonna like very gently kind of nudge Canario aside with one of my bear paws, and then I want to grab the zombie Grendel and just like Black Knight him over my knee.
All right. As the battle comes to an end, Agnieszka, I need you to roll me a toughness test.
Toughness. Okay. That's a fail. And I'm now officially out of D10s for this character.
A wave of pain passes over you, and you feel like the ears roar. Your ears start to roar as if like blood's in them. The world starts to spin and then get gray, and you all watch Agnieszka suddenly pass out and fall to the ground, breathing quickly.
Canario dives. He just runs over to Agnieszka.
Okay. Roll me a quick heal check. I'm assuming you're attempting to patch the wound.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Roll me a heal check.
Heal is under intelligence. Yeah. 29.
29.
65.
Agnieszka, you're going to move up 2 tracks on your damage tracker as you
Okay.
patch the wound. But Canario, there's something strange about the wound as you're working with it.
Oh no.
You're cleaning it, you're dressing it. Around the edges of it is a strange, sickly yellow moss.
Oh no.
Agnieszka, you please mark down that you have tomb rot.
No,
Twillaby, please.
no, I'm gonna die. Oh no, this is the worst. That's
Twillaby,
not even
get-
me being facetious. This is it. It was nice knowing all
Oh
of you.
no. Kanara yells at Twillaby to get her book.
Oh, to get the book.
Yeah, please look at
so
this.
when you yell at B, her eyes are still glowing from the magical use, and she looks at you, like does like a double take, sees that her eyes are completely done glowing, that fades instantly, and she turns around and runs. Actually, no, the book would have been on her. She would not have left that there. So she pulls it out of her bag and starts to flip through it for anything about like the necromancy section, probably looking for anything about the moss rot, whatever it is.
It is well, okay. So looking at this moss, because none of you have the like tomb rot has not popped up. Roll me a quick roll me an education test at -20, because this is
Okay.
I mean, what's my education?
Beat it, right? I needed a 34 and I rolled a 34.
all right.
Can Kanara roll education also, or is it just like?
That made it, so that's
Okay.
that's going to let me really quickly move to let me find the info. Oh, where is it?
And
Hold
mind
on.
you, I'm looking specifically for something that can make it go away.
Yeah, about that.
Tomb Rot away, as peddled by whatever Billy Mays analog exists here.
Do you have tomb rot? Well, I'm here today to tell you.
Billy Mays here
Yeah.
with OxyClean.
Um,
Surprise! OxyClean cures tomb rot, I guess.
Hope Canary just
This
like put some
infection-
Vicks on it.
Interdimensional hopping to go get some.
Vaporub goes on it. That's it. He like
this
throws
is
a 7-Up
this
down.
is a corruption passed by supernatural creatures. It will prevent Agnieszka from healing any more than they've currently healed until cured. They will permanently be capped at whatever damage threshold they are currently at.
That's not good news.
As you are all standing here, Mabe, you smell something. You smell. Agnieszka, you're gonna be back to conscious, but we're zooming in. Agnieszka, Mabe, you smell something. You smell, carried on the wind nearby, what smells like a stag, and another smell. You're not quite able to identify it, but you can feel your mouth start to drool at this smell. And you hear a voice inside your head.
Yes, now is the time. It is time to determine if you are a predator or if you are prey. Hunt.
What do you do?
I'm gonna let out another alpha call and heck and make a beeline for the tasty smell.
So as you all stand there, Mabe suddenly roars and bolts. You follow the smell, running. And you come probably about 5 minutes of fast movement, you find a sudden rise and then a dip into a ravine. And in this ravine, you see a white stag standing there with on either side 2 of the tree creatures that you saw earlier when you first left the road, and you see the red cap standing there, starting to encircle, and you hear that voice again.
The fools think they can hunt me, but they are actually the prey. Take them and prove yourself.
Oh, I'll just leap down and try to land on them.
Okay. Roll me an athletics test.
I'm guessing I'm still using the bear stats? Or...
Yes. You're really quickly. We need to find out. I was not expecting you to turn into a howl bear, so
Ivy.
It's all right. Roll me. You're looking under a 60 here.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. Oh my God! Roll me 2d6 of crush damage as you land on this. What are you? Which one are you landing on?
I'm gonna try to land on one of the trees. So I figure I'd rather get them out of the way.
Okay.
That's a 5 and a 3.
Plus, we're gonna add 8 to this, so that total is going to be you land on one of these trees, taking off one of its essentially like one of its arms, and landing on top of it as the other 2 spin to look at you. And I'm gonna say with this, I'm gonna say combat starts. But you're going to roll 2d10 right now. I just want to see if you can beat what I rolled. I rolled a 2. So as long as you don't roll 2 1s, you are going first.
Math, 16.
Okay. Roll me another attack on one of these. You are going under a 60 as you... you're looking for under a 65 as you attack the red cap.
Okay. 23.
23. Yeah. Roll damage.
I'm gonna just red caps for shroom folk, right?
Yep.
I'm just gonna like go for the Super Mario and just try to eat the head.
Oh God! I don't think Super Mario did that. I think he
Roll
That's a
2d6.
9.
Yeah.
I rolled a 9, so I guess are we still adding d8?
Yeah.
So 17.
Yeah, it is officially Super Mario. As the other tree creature begins to recede, the voice again speaks to you as the stag looks directly at you.
Good. You have grown strong. Follow me.
As it begins to bound up the ravine back towards your friends.
I'm gonna give that tree the John Wick and follow after Senpai.
You all. So, what are the rest of you doing as Agnieszka comes back to consciousness?
After Agnieszka is in a good form, Kanari will move over to B's burning arm, or burned arm rather.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna try to heal that if he can.
Roll me a heal test at -20, as this is like you gotta like clear some chakras because some magical energies backed up. Like this is.
Can I make an extended test?
You would have to sit here for quite some time
Okay.
in the middle of the night, so I'm gonna say it's a single test.
Let's go for it. 33. Let's freaking go.
That's a 6. Oh my goodness. So it turns out that Canario studied a bit of etheric wind acupuncture.
Where would he have learned that from? I wonder.
Yeah. As he manages to hit just the right points as you feel feeling return back to that arm, and it unlocks.
And as he's working on this, I'm like kind of angrily like, I don't think you know how to fix this. You don't even know where it. And then I trail off. I'm like, oh.
He just like gives Twellaby just like a single like eye like brow raise just as he looks at Twillaby and then looks back down at his work. And once he notices that Twillaby is like, quieting down, he takes the little pin needle and pricks Twillaby really hard in the palm.
Ow!
Seems like it works.
Yep, sure seems like it. And then
Absolutely.
I'm gonna return to the book and keep flipping through, looking for a cure was mentioned. You said the word cure, and I want to find out more.
And as you sit down to open your book, a giant white stag bounds in amongst you and stands there. Mabe, I assume you're close behind. And this time, you all hear the voice. You have proven to be useful. I have a request of you. Oh.
I have a request of you. There we go. Character in voice mod. You travel to the Twilight Court. Bring the sisters a message for me. The newcomer seeks to capture me and to use the stone table to rob me of my mantle of Master of the Wild Hunt. The newcomer is a fool. One does not hunt the Earl King. I will draw her to the stone table. Have the sisters send word to me that I have fulfilled my end of the bargain. And I shall unleash the Wild Hunt upon their enemies and drive them as rabbits before the hounds.
The stag now stands there silently, expectantly.
Gonna go. You go first.
No, that's literally all Canario said.
Gonna get out my sword, which is still covered in gross moss viscera, much like myself now, I'm sure, and just kind of stiffly do the same thing as I had for Canario earlier. Kneel down in front of it. The message will be born.
Good. I shall await their word at the stone table.
As the stag bounds off with that.
Well, I know I need a drink.
I'll take one too if you've got extra.
It's us. We always have extra.
None of that goblin blood shit, though.
Mm-mm.
Well, it seems that we've embroiled ourselves in even more of Fae bullshit.
It is like 2 a.m. approximately where y'all are. Zombies have been destroyed, but it is still very late.
What do you say we just break this down and go through the night and get out of here?
I don't know if you could stomach another battle.
It doesn't feel safe to stay. We should keep moving.
I can bear most of you that need help.
I'll be all right. And I
So tempted to impose a resolve test for that.
I'm gonna just do something extraordinarily stupid, but it's okay. I'm dying. So I'm gonna actually take some of the alcohol that I have left, mix it with laudanum because Agnieszka doesn't know that that's not gonna work. And we're gonna be a mean drunk with tomb rot tonight while we march through this wood.
So you all are going to push on. You're all going to move essentially, even though it's quite late.
I think we should.
Before we leave the area, Zia's gonna take the bodies of the zombies, pile them in a pile, and then they're gonna set them on fire.
Good idea.
Like
In a
this
world where
version of-
necromancy is a thing, always burn your dead. Always burn your dead, kids.
Somebody please clip that. We need to gif it.
Like, seriously, if you live in a world with necromancy, burn your dead. So, who's going to be leading? Is this going to be, I'm assuming B is going to be the one navigating this at night. Yeah, roll me a navigation test again. Plus 20 for your skill.
Yeah. So simple addition is my one true enemy. Okay, I know what I'm looking for. I rolled a 61 under 84.
So as you begin to lead the party, it is easy enough to determine the direction, but it suddenly seems like the trees are spacing out for you. You're coming into an area where the trees are slightly uniformly apart, but it's also all landmarks seem to disappear. And you're having a general sense of knowing which direction you're going, but it's very, very difficult as you're pushing in, and you feel like it should be almost dawn, but it's not getting any lighter. And it's at that point, I want everybody to roll me an awareness test, and I just want to know who succeeds. Just give me a hand raise if you succeed.
I'd like to go on record that I'm using Laura's dice. Please
All
don't
right.
fail me.
Shiny Math Rocks, go! All right. Oh no, Zia, you are going to you're going to straight up pull the Gimli here as you're walking along, and as you walk along, you look one way and you turn the other way, and there's an arrow just hovering half an inch from your eye, and you see an elf standing there with a bow pulled. The rest of you see elves emerge from behind trees, all wearing purple robes, armor. They're all universally pale to the point of being almost blue as they all stand there. And one particular wearing a rather adorned helm and the twisted purple bramble that Agnieszka recognizes as the symbol of the Twilight Court, steps out and says, "And who are you to have entered the realm of the Twilight Court?" And that's what we're going to call it for tonight.
Shit.
Almost. Oh man, Anna, that was so close. God, that was scary. So I'm gonna go in reverse order because I want to check in with Anna first to see, number one, how are we all doing, and where can we find you all, lovely people, for more gaming besides obviously right here, as we are going to let's start with Anna. Anna, how are you doing? As considering I almost killed you and I gave you tomb rot in one episode. You doing all
I'm
right?
great. This is fun as hell. Like, I'm fine. Agnieszka's not, but they'll figure it out. That's what you do when you get stabbed by a moss minotaur. I mean, like, if you're gonna go, what a way. I ain't mad. Where can you find me? I'm Anna at Nymeria941 pretty much everywhere on the internet, which is just like every day of the week now because I have no chill. Let's see. I think the next game that I have coming up is a game of Estate over on Colonomicon's channel Monday night, where I will be returning as Jane Card, the revered ghost fighter of Mire End. That's going to be super fun. This week, we also have Premiere Week coming up on Weave the Tale. I'll be playing in Black Void, which is our sci-fi spacefaring sort of history-inspired game on Wednesdays, and GMing a game of Parslings on Thursday, which is about people that have weird word parasites living inside their head, because that's just apparently what happens with my characters. They acquire strange diseases, and it's just like, this will have weird ramifications. Then on Fridays, I'm back here, and I'm also playing in a Lancer game on Valdrian's channel Friday mornings or afternoons, depending on your time zone. Friday early, and then Friday late, back here. So kind of all over the place, but yeah.
Black Void is so much fun.
It's so cool.
I played on the one shot in Colin.
It's so cool.
I will say its actionless puts Zweihander to shame. If I remember, there's over like 40 actions you can take in combat.
There's over 70. I counted them.
Yeah.
And me being the genius person that I am was like, I'll play a magic user.
Oh no.
But it's going to be great. I'll have to share the character concept that I made up with in the Discord, because she's basically Spaceship Void Mom, and it's really awesome. So that'll be cool.
All right. Moving on down to Faye. Faye, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. This is the thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
For anyone wondering, I doodle while we do the game, and I've started on Wolf Mabe, which is also in the Critical Miss card.
Excellent.
It's a little cute wolf.
Oh, we're getting more art. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to find me, I am on my own Twitch channel sometimes. Almost Faye. I'm also, you can find me on Weave the Tale on Thursdays for Mora, where I am going to be playing Eris Laurie, who is a little shit. And we have some surprises about our party. We had our session 0 last night, and we are super excited for what we've got plotting. And hopefully you'll see me more in TTRPG places.
Hope so. I firmly hope so. After playing, you've been fantastic, and you need to be in more games. Speaking of people who need to be in more games, Kelsey, how are you doing? And how's B doing?
Me? Who me? I'm doing great. I'm having fun. I was super hype about that little fire moment, instant incineration. I loved it. B's doing all right. better than some other times, but B's doing all right. I am Kelsey. I have been Twilight Harper tonight. You can find me on Twitter as crochet_BBY. You can find me on Twitch as a chat gremlin as Crotchety Old Woman. You can also find me on TikTok under that same name. I do lots of things. I play bassoon, and I do some cosplay stuff, and I do a bunch of crocheting stuff and embroidery stuff, and I do commissions for embroidery and crochet. I am using my own character as a little practice to do custom crocheted character dolls. So that's potentially coming in the future. And I do this, and that's it right now. Yeah.
Excellent. And moving over, Velvet, how are you? Mabe had some things this episode.
I am Kaiju Queen of the Fae now. Please address me as such. Mabe is golden. Faye got to Super Mario and Black Knight someone all in one show, so dope. I've been Velvet Faye Fair. Thank you all so much for tuning in for another episode. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar, mostly the Bird app. For now, though, I'm going to start streaming back on Twitch next week now that I've got my shit together post-COVID. And yeah, you can find me also, I think it's every other Monday or every 2 Mondays on Everybody Crits for ex-millennials. Julio can tell you more about that. You can also find me on Archive of the Dragon for Deep Magic and the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Risk podcasts.
Moving on to Julio. Julio, how is the party dad doing? How on a level of like mildly frustrated to he is turning this adventure around?
He's perpetually like one step away from turning this thing around. It's just the issue of we've gotten so far now that like it's longer to go back, so might as well just keep on going forward. But he's not in a good place. He's got 2 injured babies under his wings here that he needs to take care of first. And he knows there's more bullshit coming up ahead, so.
Oh, so much more bullshit.
Yeah. Yep. And again, I'm Julio. You can find me at Poppy Chomplu on Twitter. On Twitch, it's Poppy_Chomplu. And I will be streaming Monday night with Everybody Crits, running an X-Men alternate universe game. And then I got to read this out because starting, I think it's on the 20th, next Saturday, I will be GMing a 20th level 5th edition game, one shot. Good luck me. I'm excited, but also a one shot with 20th level characters. Yikes. And that's going to be really awesome over at Friends Who Roll Dice. It's going to be a charity for the BCNA Pink Lady, which I believe is a breast cancer fund. So definitely check that out. It'll be a lot of fun.
When is that again?
The 20th,
Ooh,
8 p.m. Eastern.
That is definitely something I want to see.
Yeah, that's going to be taking place in, I'm really excited because it's my like homebrew world that I've been tinkering around with for the last few years.
Ooh.
And it's really weird. And for fans of like the artist Mobius and a lot of his work and Hodorowski, and I'm excited.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to round things out, I am Tom TB Grant, and I am currently this is it. I'm here at Critical Misses doing this game, and that is my only streamed game right now. So please, by all means, go watch everybody in this amazing cast and all of their other stuff because they all are phenomenal, and playing with you all is an absolute treat. And we will be back at it as they move into meeting the Twilight Sisters in our next session of Beyond the Twilight Road. So we will see you all back here at Critical Misses next week. Stick around. We're going raiding, by the way. We're going to go bug Noir. So let's go get Noir to fight chat as usual. So
Catch these chatty hands.